Okay. Play by play. Saturday night. Okay. I'm sat at home. Amber isn't responding to my messages because she has super COVID. I download like every recent Story of Seasons game to pass time. Thank you, Rabu Aniki, for 5 gifted memberships. Okay. I try each of them out for like 30 minutes. I end up returning all of them because while the female love interests are all angels, the men are literally homeless. I'm not even fucking kidding. These games love to make hobos a romanceable target, okay? Before committing to finally buying the most recent and most expensive Harvest Moon game, I decide to go get a little bit of exercise by going to pick up takeout down the street. I get the healthiest fucking dish they have to offer, including a plate full of vegetables because I'm trying to count my macros right now. Okay? Everything's fine. I eat my dinner, I play my silly little girl game, and I have a hypothetically healthy midnight snack. Right? And then I go to bed. Pretty normal. Now tell me why. Tell me why this resulted in me waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning, going to the little idol's room, and then projectile vomiting everything that was just in my stomach for the next 2 hours. You guys can't tell, but I'm like I'm like looking directly into my camera with my like hands on the side of my head, doing like a Professor X right now, like Cyclops, tell me why did the vegetables poison me? Why? Okay, it was so bad. It was so bad. After like, sorry, I have a cough. Yeah, my throat is like torn through. After like the first shot too, and I'm referring to the action as shots right now because it seems vaguely less disgusting. It was all bile, by the way. Like all of it. It was all bile. I had to actually Google what it was because throughout the morning it was just getting progressively worse. And like I've only ever like the worst I've ever gotten was like clear, and now there was color and I was confused, right? So I had to Google what it was, and yeah, it was just bile. But anyways, that Dizzy Bile new merch idea, I would hope that it's all cleaned up at this point. Swab, thank you for 18 months. But yeah, this just keeps happening for 2 hours until I get this horrible cramp in my lower abdomen, and I'm also like incredibly bloated for some reason. Like like I look like I'm about to pop. But I get this really bad cramp after I've been at it for 2 hours in my lower abdomen that felt like, I don't know. And I've already canceled stream at this point, right? I've already canceled stream. I don't know. It felt like a chest burster, but through the womb. So yeah, I guess I felt like I was pregante. I guess I felt like I was having like a forced C-section baby. I don't know. But at this point, I think that, not my period, no. I think that I had my appendix burst, right? Because I've seen it happen to my mother before. So I'm just like, oh my God, like, did my appendix just burst? I'm like clutching the tiles. I'm clutching the tiles because I'm like crying because I don't want to go through that alone. Like, I don't want to go through I forget what the surgery is called. I don't want to go through appendicitis alone. I don't want to go for having my appendix removed alone. So like, I'm clutching the floors at this point, right? And I'm really reluctant to go to the emergency after my last experience at the emergency. So I'm like praying, hoping that I can just wait this out. But anytime I stood up, I felt like weak to the knees. Appendectomy, yes, that one. I felt really weak to the knees. And then anytime I was sitting, I felt dizzy. But apparently you're supposed to try and sit when you're nauseous like this. And then anytime I was laying down, regardless of like what angle I was in or how I tried to position my body, I'd throw up again. And ultimately, I just ended up like bundled up in the corner of my washroom with a towel on top of me because I didn't want to get my sheets dirty. Like, I looked like a dying fucking war orphan that should have been cast in Berserk or something. I don't know. And I'm just bundled up like that, shaking and crying as summary videos of Hannah Montana, of all things, play from my phone because I'm desperate for something to take the edge off the horrible pain I'm experiencing. Okay? Yeah, been there before. The cold towel is the only thing cold enough. No, legitimately going to bed, trying to climb back into bed was worse. At some point, I was just like, no, I'm not going to sleep tonight. If I sleep, it is on the bathroom floor. But yeah, I'm just sitting there, and keep in mind, I'm not able to keep down any water at this point. So I'm on the verge of dehydration because even like the most puppy-sized sippy sip just comes back up not even 5 minutes later. Young Boozer, thank you for a super chat. Yeah, even the most Chikawa size sippy sip of water was like not staying down. And yeah, at that point the sun started rising. I'm not getting any better. And I'm like, okay, let's go to urgent care, see what this is. I'm like fully convinced I either need to have my appendix removed or my stomach pumped at this point. So I call a taxi because I can't even find a fucking Uber running in my area because I'm not in the city at this hour and I don't trust myself to drive at the moment. So I rob myself with a taxi. I get into urgent care. Hi, Irie. Hi. Please don't hurt. You're too sexy. I think your health is more concerning one. Thank you, Irie. I'm feeling slightly better now. I get into urgent care, right? I get into urgent care. I spend most of my time in the waiting room with a barf bag. Okay, eventually just nothing comes up anymore. It turns out you can reach a point where your body is just no longer producing bile. Okay, they finally attend to me. They get me on an IV because I look... I don't know, because I look as pale as a VTuber. Again, ultrasound, that's an experience. I got an ultrasound. Not pregnant. Not pregnant. We're not announcing my graduation today, unfortunately. My appendix, turns out, is fine. And they come to the conclusion that I have food poisoning. Also, I am severely dehydrated, but I think that goes with a food poisoning. By far, the worst morning I've ever had. Also, I just want you guys to know that Irie just messaged me on Discord shocked that I want a baby. She also told me not to reply to her midstream. Then don't message me midstream, Irie. Is she new to phase? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, in conclusion, I am never eating vegetables again. And I'll see you then on Misita next time, okay? Bye!